our channel. In this video, we will discuss the negative views of prominent investors regarding cryptocurrencies and view their statements. Number 1. Bill Gates. Although Bill Gates is primarily known for creating Microsoft, he is also a long-term investor in various assets. In a TechCrunch talk on climate change, he described cryptocurrencies and NFTs as a phenomenon based entirely on the greater fool theory. Bill Gates does not view their future optimistically.
I'm used to asset classes where, like a farm, where they have output, or a company where they make products. To have an asset class that's 100% based on sort of greater fool theory that somebody's going to pay more for it than I do, and where it has at its heart sort of this anonymity that, you know, you avoid taxation or any sort of, you know, government rules about kidnapping fees or things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not involved in that. I'm not long or short any of those things.
Number 2. Michael Burry. As you may know, Michael Burry is a renowned value investor with a reputation for accurate estimates on the global economy and stock market, including the 2008 housing market crash. And when it comes to what he thinks on crypto, he considers cryptocurrencies a large speculative bubble, but he is not currently betting against them. Only time will tell whether he is right or wrong. Number 3. Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger, vice chairman of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway and a billionaire investor, has made numerous pessimistic statements about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Let's take a closer look at one of them.
And sometimes I call it crypto crabbo, and sometimes I call it, well, crypto shit. And it's just ridiculous that anybody would buy this stuff. And it isn't. You can think of hardly nothing on earth that has done more good to the human race than currency, national currencies. They were absolutely required to turn man from a goddamn successful ape into modern successful humans in human civilization. Because it enabled all these convenient exchanges. So if somebody says, I'm going to create something that sort of replaces the national currency, it's like saying I'm going to replace the national air, you know. It's asinine. It isn't even slightly stupid, it's massively stupid. And of course it's very dangerous, and of course the governments were totally wrong to permit it. And of course I'm not proud of my country for allowing this crap, what I call the crypto shit, it's worthless, it's no good, it's crazy. It'll do nothing but harm. It's antisocial to allow it. And the guy who made the correct decision on this is the Chinese leader. The Chinese leader took one look at crypto shit and he says, not in my China. And boom, oh well, there isn't any crypto shit in China. He's right and we're wrong.
Well,
and there is no good argument on the other side. I can't supply it.
So does that counter what you said back at USC? That you shouldn't have a position unless you can counter?
No, it isn't counter. I do think you ought to be able to state on a lot of issues. You ought to be, how big should the social safety net be? That's a place where reasonable minds can disagree. And you should be able to state the case on the other side about as well as the case you believe in. But when you're dealing with something as awful as crypto shit, it's just unspeakable. It's an absolute horror, and I'm ashamed of my country that so many people believe in this kind of crap and that the government allows it to exist. It is totally, absolutely crazy, stupid gambling with enormous house odds for the people on the other side, and they cheat in addition to cheating in the betting. And it's just crazy. So that is something, there's only one correct answer for intelligent people there, is just totally avoid it. And avoid all the people that are promoting it.
Number 4. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors of all time, and his statements have been a source of inspiration for many investors. Along with Charlie, he considers cryptocurrencies to be rat poison. His notion is not only due to his concern about some of its use cases, such as illegal trades, but also his tendency to avoid assets that do not produce anything, such as gold.
And then you have to insure it during that time and make sure, somebody doesn't steal it from you and everything. But it doesn't produce anything. And productive assets, you can pay too much for a productive asset. But I bought a farm in the 1980s, and every year look at how much it produced the way of soybeans and corn. And at the end of that period, I've still got the farm, and I've gotten some significant income off of it. Apartment house, operating business. But if you and I buy various cryptocurrencies, they're not going to multiply. They're not going to be a bunch of rabbits sitting there in front of us. They're just going to sit there. And I got to hope next time you get more excited after I bought it from you, and then maybe I'll get more excited and buy it from you. And actually, we could sit in the house by ourselves, and we could keep running up the price between the two of us. But at the end of the time, there's one Bitcoin sitting there, and now we got to find somebody else, and they come to an end. I mean, those.
So, that's a greater fool theory. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, it's buying something because you expect the pool of people who want to buy it because they want to sell it to somebody else will grow.
Thank you for your time, and please consider subscribing to our channel for more videos like this.